Hey, it's D. It's a brand new episode coming right for you, right on the FTO Network. Enjoy. All right, everybody, we are back with a brand new episode. It's D of FTO Nerd Talk. I'm your host. Today is Monday, April 18th. Let's get into it. It's a whole slew of news out there we got to talk about. And I just I've been sitting on this for a while. I've been wanting to talk about this. I've been wanting to talk about this, I don't know, since maybe Thursday of this week. So, let's do it. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, if you guys haven't already, make sure you check out my Vero page. That's VERO. It's an app. It's social media. It has all of the fun of other social media, but no algorithm, no advertisements. It's fun. And if you're listening to an ad on this podcast, it's Spreaker. That's where this is coming from. So just let that know. Throw that out there for you. But right off the back, if you guys have Amazon Prime, Fairfax is getting a season 2. This is something I found out about maybe a couple of days ago. And I didn't think it was going to get a season 2. I didn't think there was ever possibly a chance of it getting a season 2. I was very caught off guard by this. So season 2 of Fairfax is coming out. Amazon Prime is a show about a couple of kids in Fairfax, California. They're just, a couple of average kids, just living their life, doing a lot of random things. But they're voiced by adults, of course. They have a lot of adult situations to it. It's not in the same guise as a Big Mouth and most animes you see where kids are doing their things. It's not very hyperactive with adult content and adult themes. It's more a coming of age story, but you're living in it now. They learn life lessons. It's kind of like a sitcom, I guess is the best way to put it. Next is DC is changing their Batman logo for their comics. So we had the old traditional, I guess traditional is the best word to use, but we got the older Batman logo, which is the Batman skew letters with the Batman logo behind it. Now it's more like the Batman from the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson as Batman, which is a red Batman logo with the Batman logo inside of the Batman font. I don't care about this news. If you, it's a visual piece, so if you see it, it's interesting. But me describing it, I just talked myself out of liking this. To be honest with you, that's what just happened. Hog on the High is renewed for a second season as well on Netflix. Hog on the High is talking about how different foods are made all around the world and in different countries. And it talks about the cultural aspect of certain foods and the history behind those foods. If you haven't watched this show on Netflix, I highly recommend you check out this show. It's interesting. It's very fun. It's a show that I really got myself into. I couldn't stop watching some of the episodes. I did take a break from watching, but only because I didn't think it would get a second season. I thought it was a limited show. And that's how I am with limited shows. You guys, I talked about this article I wrote a couple of years ago, how finishing any kind of series on TV is difficult for me. Because, when it's over, it's over. And, that's the end of the journey. I got separation anxiety. Or some type of separation qualms when it comes to TV shows. So, there you go. Next up, Kerry Washington to star as a journalist who becomes a surfer in Netflix new original film, Rockaway, based on true events. It seems very interesting. To see a transition like this is interesting. 2022 showed us a lot of people who quit their professions to become different things, to do different things. And I feel this is in the guise of that. I'm not sure if it's any relation towards that. But we've seen this now. We've seen stories like this. So get a movie, a film like this is interesting, at least. It's to see this, the transition like this, and have Kerry Washington be the star of it. It's pretty interesting. Washington is doing a lot of things. She just had this limited series with Reese Witherspoon on Hulu, and to have her transition over to Netflix. It's she's busy after Scandal ending. She's very busy. Good for her. Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key Netflix film Wendell and Wild as Angela Bassett, Ving Rhames, Lyric Ross, and many other actors. I don't know anything about this movie. I have no idea what it's going to be about. I know like it's like a stop animation film, so like it's going to be voice buddies people, but I have no idea what any of this is about. Like I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about this. So it looks like the PJs in comparison. Maybe that'll change. Like I saw some stills from this before, and then like I looked deeper, and like they have two different sets of styles. So I feel like they're still working on how they want to present this to people. So give it time. Maybe like it'll be something to hype up about. But like we need more like animation with like a black-centric cast. And as Jordan Peele said in the past, anything he works on would definitely have like black stars. Like the focal point will be black people, period. And I am here for it. So, and having like Key and Peele back together again, like hell yeah, like 110%. I'm here for it. I don't really care for stop motion animation. That's not really my area of enjoyment when it comes to entertainment. But I'll give it a look. I definitely will. Next up, we have a lot of shows and movies that are coming out, like The Northman, Duel. You got Jerry Carmichael doing like his stand-up. Roar. Let's see what other news we have here. We also have Susan Sarandon cast as a villain in a DC Blue Beetle film. Like, I think she's going to be Victoria Cord. So they're making like someone in relation to Cord, the antagonist in this. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like I like my first iteration of Ted Cord like being on film, or like the Cord name. I didn't want it to be like antagonistic, but it is the multiverse, so we'll see what happens with that. This is some really Warner Brother Pictures was just absorbed by Discovery Plus or Discovery. And the first piece of news that they brought out since that merger is having KJ Apa and Isabel May to star as the Wonder Twins for HBO Max. This could be a movie, TV show, a limited series. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to approach this, but that's not my concern with this. My concern with this is that Zane and Jaina was always presented as Pan-Asian, and to have like two white individuals play these characters is upsetting and troubling for me. So like Warner Brother Discovery finally got themselves like a part of this whole like superhero biz, and they automatically right off the bat put two white people in a cast of two characters that were always presented as Pan-Asian. Like it's bothersome to see this. It really is. And like there are fans who are upset about this. There are people who are upset about this. I'm pretty sure as we go along with this, people are going to be talking more and more about this. Warner Brother Discovery is going to like understand like what they have and why this is not like Marvel, where they can just like shoehorn certain things in, and like how to approach that. Because Marvel had to learn the hard way too about shoehorning characters like into like certain points and roles, like listen to fans, and when they got upset about things like this. And it's going to be the same way with this. I personally think that DC was doing a pretty good job of salvaging themselves since the Snyderverse debacle. Like they were picking themselves up and dusting themselves off and like trying to get like a new running speed, like with the new Batgirl, the Batman. We got the Flash movie coming out, even though like Ezra Miller has like a big scandal attached to him currently. But like it's still like, even though it's pushed back, it's still a thing. You got the Aquaman with Momoa, even though Heard has like a scandal on her name as well. Like it's still like in production. It's still becoming a thing. You have like like the entire slew of like different of DC properties coming out, even with the television shows, like with Stargirl and Titans, and like all of the films, like The Long Halloween, and Justice Society, and Injustice, and like all those, like they have like different avenues to put themselves instead of like a way of success. And I feel like something like this with the Wonder Twins is gonna set them back. Like I really do. Like, I say you could have made one of the characters white. I wouldn't have gone that route either. I would have said, like, make them both Pan-Asian. That would have been a better opportunity for you. Like, you had an opportunity, like, to showcase. Someone posted in a post of that made of this article saying that we got Shang-Chi, we got everything everywhere all at once. We got Crazy Rich Asians. We have like all of these Asian properties coming out and showing like the world, and primarily what I'm talking about is America, that like Asian people do exist. They are like in these avenues. Like why not keep that going with the Wonder Twins? And I couldn't agree more with that. Like why not do that? So this is like probably the most that you're gonna highlight for me from from a story. And I'm probably gonna have to title this Wonder Twins. So that's probably gonna be the name of this episode. But yeah. Like it did bother me. Like it got to me. I think that is it for the news. I have a battle royale going with Yo Nerd currently. It's gonna be starting in June. I have a whole list of names from Samurai Jack to Bruce Lee to Taskmaster, Katana, just like a whole list of names out there with different characters. And they're all going to be going head to head against each other. Like it's gonna be fun. I did find some more news. I do need to clear out my phone because that's where all my news is kept. I get like a whole list and I lose it sometimes. But The Witcher season 3 casts Robbie Amell and Shang-Chi's star Ming'er Zhang, and I can see Zhang incorporating herself a little bit more into like the world of The Witcher than I can see Amell. I don't see how Amell is going to play. He's very modern. He's very like how do I put this? A man of today, I guess that's the way to say. Like he's very he's like doesn't incorporate very well to a period piece. I think that's the best way I can put it. Like he doesn't transition well like to like how we see things in people of a medieval time. He's very like of now. So yeah. Whatever, I guess. And lastly, in like news, in relation towards Wonder Twins, probably should have said that right after this. But Warner Brothers Discovery is exploring an overhaul of DC Entertainment. So this goes back into what I was talking about before with the Wonder Twins. Like, Discovery is doing all this stuff. Say what you want about, like, this Discovery merger. But they are clearly trying to emulate what the MCU is doing. And what Discovery is going to find out real quick is that DC fans are not Marvel fans. And, like, them doing something like this is not going to look well for them. The fans are going to call them out. The fans are going to put them on blast. The fans are going to boycott and stop watching their products if like they start looking at anything at all similar to what the MCU is doing. This is a bad idea. Like this is like the overhaul. This like it wasn't. It was finding itself. It was going on a journey. Like the whole like Snyderverse thing really like screwed a lot of people, like a lot of fans up. Like for pro and negative Snyderverse, like it messed up a lot of folks when it came to this. So for them to do this is unprecedented. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like why overhaul this? I did see some people on Facebook and like they seem to be very, very confident in their sources of this information, saying that there will be a Justice League 2 and 3 involving Darkseid and Apocalypse. There will be a Man of Steel 2. There will be maybe a Batman featuring Ben Affleck coming back. One of the Justice League is supposed to have like the Nightmareverse and Apocalypse attached to it. So there is that as well. So like I think like when we see this overhauling story, I think that we're gonna get the Snyderverse back. I think like having Discovery put their name attached to Warner Brothers and bringing their funds along with it. I think that means like they're gonna be incorporating some money towards this. And that money is going to be going to Zack Snyder. And Zack Snyder doing whatever he is capable of doing for not just Warner Brothers, but now Discovery. And if that is the face of DC's future, as long as like they keep the multiverse ideology in play, I think they got a lot of things going for them. If that is the case. If that is not the case, if they just want to make, like, hyperactive, a lot of wacky jokes, a lot of, like, nonsensical stories, they're going to lose a lot of fans. Like, I have no problem being done with comic books. I've done it before. I have no problem being done, like, with entertainment properties that is superhero based. I've done it before. Like, if you want to lose me real quick, like, put in, like, a lot of stuff that is convoluted and makes no sense. I don't need to talk about how like, ridiculous a story is. I just won't watch it. Like, I did it before with the MCU. The second Thor movie, the third Iron Man movie, Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I've done it before. Like, that was 3 strikes for me. Like, well, I'm done. They got a pattern they're doing. They don't seem to care about, like, their audience, like, audience of intellectuals who, like, care about substance and story. I'm out of here. They care about making money and putting out the same thing over and over again. I'll just stop talking about it. And I won't transition myself over to the MCU because, like, that is the same. That they don't care about intelligent people either. They just care about making money. So, if that's the case, man, I'm done. Like, I would just go watch indie films, talk about those, hype those up. Like, it does not bother me if, like, Discovery wants to overhaul, like, what is DC Entertainment. If they don't touch the comic books, I'm fine. I'll just keep reading the comic books. But if that happens too, I'll stop reading those as well. Like, I have no problem doing any of that. That never bothered me, and it won't ever stop me. So, yeah. But I think that's the show. That is the episode. If you guys get a chance, make sure you check out FTO Nerd Talk. Wherever you find FTO Nerd Talk. Twitter, Instagram, everywhere else. Make sure you leave me some comments and some information so I got more to talk about on more shows. There is a list of comic books out there that I want to touch on before I leave, though. They do have, like, a what if for Marvel. Like, what if Miles Morales became Wolverine? It is nice seeing Marvel have, like, some fun with characters again. The Batman Catwoman story is wrapping up with Tom King and Clay Mann. Like, it's on issue 11 currently. The Attack of the Trial of the Amazons is going pretty strong. And, like, Naomi has a season 2 for her comic. So, there's a lot of stuff going on in the comic book world. There's a lot of stuff going on in both Marvel and DC and some indie stuff as well. I feel like it's hard for me to talk about indie stuff because I have no frame of reference for these stories. So, yeah. I think that's the show. Thank you for your time. This is a little bit shorter than usual, but I hope your day is going well. Again, it's Monday. I hope it kicks off well. Make sure you tell your friends about FTO Nerd Talk podcast. Until then, take it easy. Hey guys, D here of FTO Nerd Talk. I hope you enjoy the podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends about FTO Nerd Talk. Got a lot of different shows for all of you. Make sure you tune in every week for a brand new episode. Take it easy.